Hello! Today we'll be talking about Piloswine, the first ground ice evolution. It's the evolution of Swinub who evolved at level 33. Its previous PYC dates are October 4th, 1996, July 26th, 1999, May 16th, 2002, March 6th, 2005, December 26th, 2007, October 16th, 2010, August 6th, 2013, May 27th, 2016, March 18th, 2019, and January 6th, 2022. As I mentioned yesterday, before starting this project, I thought that Piloswine and Swinub were introduced in Gen 4. Due to Mamoswine being introduced in Gen 4, and them being a Pokemon of a main character of that era of the anime, Dawn. I like Piloswine's name, even though it's not how I naturally say its name, which is Piloswine. Anyway, let's get into the Bulbapedia article. Hello and welcome to the Bulbapedia section of the video. Today we'll be talking about Piloswine, the swine Pokemon whose number is 0221. This is what it looks like. Its type is Ice Ground, abilities, Oblivious or Snow Coat in Gen 4+. Thick Fat is its hidden ability. Gender ratio is 50-50. Catch rate is 75 or 17.5%. Breeding is egg group field. Hatch time 20 cycles. Height is 3'7" or 1.1 meter. Weight is 123 pounds or 55.8 kilograms. Basic experience skills 160, Gen 2 through 4, and 158 and 5+. Leveling rate is slow. EV yield is 2, 1 in HP and 1 in attack. Shape is that. Footprint is that. Pokedex color is brown and base friendship is 70. Piloswine is a dual type ice ground Pokemon introduced in Gen 2. It evolves from Swinub starting at level 33 and evolves into Mamoswine when leveled up while knowing ancient power. Biology: Piloswine is a big, brown, furry, porcine Pokemon with an impressive hump on its back. It also has 2 tusks made of ice, which seem small but can be lethal. These tusks thicken when it snows, and they are smaller on a female Piloswine than on a male. It has floppy ears that are sensitive to sound. Piloswine has 2 beady eyes in its head, however, these are usually covered up by tufts of fur. As it is usually unable to see, it checks surroundings with its sensitive, pig-like nose. Instead, as a result, Piloswine is constantly charging at foes when it moves. The hairs on its back stand up straight as a warning sign for this. Piloswine's thick fur allows it to survive in harshly cold environments that it inhabits, such as icy caves, mountainous regions, and frozen tundra. Its fur is so long that it usually covers its small hooved legs. Despite the small size of its legs, its hooves ensure even footing on icy ground. Piloswine often digs for food buried beneath snow and ice using its tusks. As you can see, Piloswine's eyes and feet here. Evolution: Piloswine evolves from Swinub and evolves into Mamoswine. Swinub, Piloswine, Mamoswine. Game data, Pokedex entries. In Gen 2 and Gold, because the long hair all over its body obscures its sight, it just keeps charging repeatedly. Silver, if it charges at an enemy, the hairs on its back stand up straight. It is very sensitive to sound. Crystal, although its legs are short, its rugged hooves prevent it from slipping, even on icy ground. For Stadium 2, if you have Pokemon Red, Silver, Crystal inserted, get the Gold entry, but if you have Pokemon Blue, Gold, or Yellow inserted, get the Silver entry. In Gen 3, Ruby and Sapphire, Piloswine is covered by a thick coat of long hair that enables it to endure the freezing cold. This Pokemon uses its tusks to dig up food that has been buried under ice. Emerald, a Piloswine is covered by a thick coat of long hair for enduring freezing cold. It uses its tusks to dig up food that has been buried under ice. Fire Red is the Silver entry, and Leaf Green is the Gold entry. In Gen 4, in Diamond and Pearl, its shaggy coat makes it unable to see. It checks its surroundings with its sensitive nose instead. Platinum, covered by a shaggy coat, it is strong against the cold. Its tusks of ice thicken when it snows. Heart Gold and Soul Silver, their Gold and Silver counterparts. In Gen 5, Black and White is Platinum's entry. Black 2 and White 2, with its excellent sense of smell, it's even able to find mushrooms that are buried under frozen ground. In Gen 6, X is the Crystal entry. Y is the Gold entries and Leaf Green's entry. Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire are basically Ruby and Sapphires, but Piloswine and Pokemon are now the correct casing. In Gen 8, Sword is the Silver entries and Fire Red's entry. Shield is Crystal's entry and X's entry. Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl are the Diamond and Pearl counterpart. Legends Arceus. The long fur of this Pokemon covers its eyes, ears, and even limbs, allowing Piloswine to resist harshly frigid conditions. The Pokemon's white tusks can be used to defeat its enemies. In Gen 9, Scarlet is the Platinum entry and Black and White's entry. Violet is the Gold entries, Leaf Green's entry, and Y's entry. Piloswine and the Kitakami Pokedex, so you got a few of them here, 3 of them, and a couple Swinubs. That's kind of fun, and you can see one of them has his eyes open and its feet up. That's interesting. You actually can see the feet a lot better than you usually can. That's very interesting. And you can see the Swinub feed as well. Game locations. Side game locations. Held items. In Coliseum, you get Soft Sand 100% of the time. Legends Arceus, normal. Crunchy Salt 35% of the time. Ball of Mud 15% of the time. Great items by level. Alpha EXP Candy M 100% of the time. Seed of Mastery 20% of the time. Great items by level, so I don't know how the math works. Stats, base stats. HP and attack 100. Defense 80, special attack and special defense 60, speed 50 for a total of 450. Pokeathlon stats. Type effectiveness, damage normally by normal, flying, ground, rock, bug, ghost, psychic, ice, dragon, dark, and fairy. Weak to fighting, steel, fire, water, and grass for double, immune to electric, resistant to poison for half. Notes if this Pokemon is given a ring target, the effectiveness of electric type moves is 1, so go from 0 to 1. If this Pokemon has thick fat, the effectiveness of fire type moves is 1. So that would be 1 instead of 2, and the effectiveness of Ice-type moves is half, so that'd be half instead of 1. Learn set by leveling up. We'll do this Evo here, and then go down to level 37. Upon evolution, get Ice Fang, 37 Amnesia, 44 Takedown, 51 Earthquake, 58 Blizzard, and 65 Thrash. By TM we're skipping, by breeding we're skipping, nothing by prior evolution. TCG only moves. Sheer Cold on this card. Side game data. You got all this. Yep. Pokemon Ranger, the browser entry. With incredible speed, Piloswine charges anyone it notices. Be wary around it. Shadows of Volmia. It breathes powdered snow to attack. Guardian Signs. It triggers tremors to attack. Got all these. Yeah. Okay. Pokepark Wii, Pikachu's Adventure, the Pokepark pad entry. Piloswine is a good friend of Mamoswine's. They hang out in the Iceberg Zone. Piloswine really likes to play in Empoleon Snowslide. Got these, okay. Evolution data, Swinub, level 33. Piloswine, level up knowing ancient power. Mamoswine. Sprites here, so a lot lighter of a color. Yeah, but more or less the same. The nose is white, which I think was like Swinub's was at this point. This is sort of a gold color. That's interesting. Yeah, this a different brown. Still tan, I guess. Oh, it's a different kind of tan and crystal. Interesting. It's got the pink nose, I guess, and this is now like yellow, like hay, which is kind of fun. Yep. And Gen 4 introduces the gender differences, the bigger tusks, the smaller tusks. Yep. Yeah, this is kind of lighter colors, I guess. This is sort of the darker brown now, and the pinker nose. Yep. These stay kind of the same. This nose, I think it's also like Swinub did. Gen 5, got the full back sprites. Yeah, not much to say though. Got the modern kind of darker brown in Gen 6 for the models. You can see the gender difference for the models. Pretty good translation, I'd say. Yeah, you can see the feet a lot more. Guess starting in the model, but a little bit more in this generation, I'd say. See them a little bit. But yeah, this one you really can see them now. 7, not really much changes. Sword and Shield, a little bit better models. And you got these models, a lot better. Yes, everything's fully modeled. Although it loses a lot of the texture, it looks like. Like, you know, I don't know. I guess that also kind of is true in the model. Because like this, you can actually kind of feel like there's a lot more fur, but it kind of just makes it more streamlined, I guess. Yeah, this is just, I mean, yeah, this Homes, again, this is just kind of like a pile of putty more than actual, like, fur, but that's interesting. Yep. In animation, Piloswine, in Pokemon the series, Diamond and Pearl. Okay. Price's Piloswine and Don's Piloswine are the big ones. Don's Piloswine is the one I'm most used to, or familiar with. Out of these, yep. Pokedex entries in Diamond and Pearl, episode 104, in Dawn's Pokedex. Piloswine, this fine Pokemon in the evolved form of Swinub. Piloswine's entire body is covered with fur, which makes it hard to see, so it uses its nose to sense its environment instead. In the manga, Piloswine in Pokemon Adventures. Okay, the TCG. Trivia, we read this first point and the sub-point in the Swinub video. According to Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, Piloswine was designed by Shigeki Morimoto, who wanted to complete the Chinese zodiac by making Pokemon from all 12 zodiac animals. We read this final point in the Swinub video. Origin, Piloswine seems to be based on a wild boar with traits of woolly mammoths. It also shares traits with musk oxen, yaks, and highland cattle, whose mountainous habitats echoes that of the ice path in northern Johto. Name origin, Piloswine may be a combination of Pylos, covered in fine hair, and swine, as well as a play on a pile of swine. It may also involve Pile, Hebrew for elephant. Inomu may be a combination of Ino, Shishi, boar, and Bubu, onomatopoeia for oinking. Now the languages, see also, external links, let's move on. Now let's watch Piloswine's first scene in the anime. Hello and welcome to the anime portion of the video. Today we are watching Pokémon Forever. Before we begin, I started this scene in the Sneasel video, so kind of the beginning of it, but, you know, we didn't see the full thing, so we'll just do the whole scene. But in this film, a hunter has captured a bunch of Pokemon, and another hunter is looking for Celebi, and the first hunter had tried to capture Celebi, a legendary Pokemon, once, but failed, and now the second hunter is sort of interrogating him and stuff, and he's told, the first hunter said, like, I'll never tell you where I found Celebi, so, the second hunter has now is about to drag the first hunter outside. Yeah. See all these Pokemon, the Piloswine there, it's Tyranitar and Sandshrew, they're all captured and sad. That's the first hunter and the second hunter.
Okay.
That's this hunter Sneasel. So freeze the Tyranitar. Sneasel. Yeah.
What's that thing? A dark ball. What's it do? Allow me to demonstrate.
Golem.
The Pokemon I catch with a dark ball become evil Pokemon, and their power instantly increases to the highest level. Come on out, Tyranitar!
That's not good.
Hyper Beam Attack.
That's not good.
Destroy everything! All right, I'll show you the spot where I found that Celebi! I thought you'd see it my way.
And that was Piloswine's first scene in the anime. Let's move on. Now let's see why people loved Piloswine. Now let's look at fan art. Hello and welcome to the fan art section of the video. Nobody sent in fan art, so instead we're looking at DeviantArt fan art. For those of you familiar with the series, you might be wondering why we're on this single image, and that's because this is the only image we'll be doing today. This is Regional Piloswine by Zerudez. So it says Regional Piloswine, ground normal. This is an evolution of the Swine we saw yesterday. So that's kind of fun. So I did look up the other one after I recorded the video, and it is their own region. So it's their own sort of new region and stuff, so you can see how the leaves are now all over its body. It's become a lot taller. It still kind of keeps this dark and light fur kind of thing going on. It's had ears for some reason. Yes, the ears are like this, I guess. Yeah, that's it. Let's move on. Thanks to everyone who submitted fan art. I won't be streaming tonight, as I need to wait until I've talked about Miltank before I can catch a Swinub to evolve it into Piloswine. Tomorrow I'll be talking about Corsola. As always, this is my proper outfit. You'll see me tomorrow.